There everybody, it's Handmade by Shirley here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I've come on to do some card making with the backgrounds I made on yesterday's video. So I've already cut them up and die cut some of them. These are all the bits here. Pop that to the side, but they really came up some lovely sheen colours, and colours that are in each powder mixed really well. This one unfortunately got run over by my chair, but I didn't notice, but I still managed to use it. So there's lots of, that one's not, I've not cut that at all, so I'm going to keep that. But I chopped up all these other bits and just used the bits I wanted for my cards. So I've still got loads of life in them. So I've used the Gummiapan dies. So I cut this first tag die out, well, on the other side, because it's got nice stitching. Now this was from last year, not last year, 2024. This was from 2023's advent calendar, Gummiapan advent calendar. So I thought I'd use that, and I just popped a little hole in the top. So I'm going to use that as is. So you probably won't get this, unfortunately. There's probably all of these dies you won't get because they were in the advent calendar, but I just wanted to use them. So I've also got a couple of these cut out. So that was that kind of tag one. I've also cut out a square. I cut out Leonard in one of the little envelopes because I was cleaning out my Gummiapan ones from the advent calendar and putting them into storage because I'll be taking them with me to Kenilworth. So anyway, I just thought this is great. You can use all the bits of Leonard on the packaging, and I just cut that out because I thought that would be great on a bookmark for somebody that's reads or writes. So I cut that out. Anyway, I then cut out these lovely leaves, which were from the advent calendar, and I used a couple of different areas. So I used the sort of darker one there with still got wee bits of blue, and then this lighter one. So I'm going to make some sort of trailing leaf pattern with those. And then I cut out the cogs. I just love the way that the cogs have come up. They do look like cogs with that kind of colour. So we've got those. I cut them out quite a few times, and then I cut this flower out just twice there and once on the stem, and this extra piece which I cut out because I thought, well, I can still use that and I can cover it up like that or like that, whatever. So let's see what we're going to do. So for this first one, I thought I would just put the cogs on it. Now I can double it up. I just didn't really want to cut on screen because my camera just seems to shake when I cut on screen. I was hoping to get a wee extension to my desk so that I could do my die cutting on there, but I haven't done that yet, so I can easily back it onto another one, but I mean it's quite rigid already. So I've got the cogs, and I did think I would use the cogs on here, but what I want to do is add a few things to slightly change the colour, not too much, but I'll just do all the cogs, and then that means I've got a choice of what I actually use on the tag. So they were cut from the kind of green, let me see, what were they cut from? This green, this sort of nice, it's green, bluey, and then this greeny, I can't remember the colours, but I think it was fallen leaves, and I'm not sure what the other one was, but yeah, they were cut from that space. So let's get, I should have put them under this, but it doesn't matter because it's on here. So we'll pop that to the side at the minute, and this. somewhere. And I'll get some kind of something to add. Now I have taken a copper metallic ink. I could add that. I mean, I could. So let's just see. I have got a few daubers here. I might add some of this to some of them, not all of them, because, well, I don't want to. So I'm just using that wee, this is something I've used for also my gilding wax. So it's just to make them a slightly different colour, because if I'm going to put that onto there, they're going to, you know, disappear. So just adding a little bit colour to make it stand out slightly more. So this is just a very old copper metallic ink pad, and now I can't even see the lid to show you. Oh, here it is. So it's Encore Ultimate Metallic Copper, it's called, and I've had this for ages. Water-based Ultimate Metallic Pigment Ink Pad. So it is water reactive, if you wanted it to be a paint type thing. So I'll just do a few of these. I don't want to do them all because the colours that are actually there are pretty nice, and I don't want to necessarily colour the whole thing. So there's two that are slightly different colour. I might just do this one a bit because it's a bit bright green, more bright green. I could use gilding wax as well to do this. I could do a few different bits and pieces on it. So now if I put that on there, that's going to stand out a bit more. So I've only done 3. Let's do a bigger one as well. Let's do one of the bigger ones. Let's do this one. And then it just looks a bit more authentic and realistic, I think. Right, I might just do this one too because it's a bit of a green, brighter green colour. This brush is on its way out, actually. Right, that's fine. So there's that. Now, I'm thinking of putting some gilding flakes onto this actual one. So pop these away just now, over there. And you need something for your gilding flakes to stick to, obviously. And usually I did do this in a box, but I'm not going to do it in a box today. So what I'm looking for is my trusty, oh there they are, they're hiding under that, trusty tweezers. So to get this to kind of stick, I'm going to use this Zig pen, glue pen, and I'm just going to put a couple of wee bits on where I think I would like some gilding. And I'm just going to smooth that out a bit. And then what you need to do with this is to wait till the glue's a bit tacky before you put the actual gilding onto it. So I think that's probably enough. And then just take a couple of bits out and pop it over the area that you put glue onto, and it should stick, hopefully. You don't need loads now, that's far too much. You do not need that amount on there. There was a bit over there, wasn't there? So yeah, let's just pop this back in here, because we don't need that amount there. and there's a wee bit down there. Hopefully it'll stick now, might not. It was just to give it a wee bit something else. I don't know if that bit's stuck very well. Let's just put another piece on there. Just like that. And then that should do. Pop that up there. Right, I've got this wee scoochy thing that I got, which is something that just burnishes these away, the flakes away. And what I want to do first is just to press it down a wee bit on the bits that I put glue onto. And hopefully, I think these bits are not going to stay. And then all you do after that, after you've sort of stuck it down a bit, you just take your scoochy, as I believe it's called, and just burnish it. And then you're left with some hints of gilding flakes. Now that was all I really wanted. You could obviously have done larger areas, but that was really what I wanted. I just wanted a touch of it everywhere. So you can just see there. So we'll just get rid of this. I mean, that could go back into the box if you wanted. But it could also go into the bin, but I might just put it back into the box. So I'm going to move my mat down so I can get that back in there. And there, we didn't really need a box. As long as you're pretty careful with it, you don't really need a box. But if you think you do, that's entirely up to you as well. So there we go. So the next thing I want to do is just to, where is it? I've got this wee table beside me, and it is quite good because I can get all my wee sort of mixed media things here. So let's just see how this is looking. So I might still need something else to pop onto here. I think we do. I think we need something else on the top here. So what will we put on the top? Something that kind of just, let's put some of these. This is a different kind of paint. See if we can get a few splats onto that here, and this is just a few wee splats onto here. Might be easier if I'd used something else to get a few more bits on. That's better. I'm getting it splatted onto everything else. Down here, as you can see. So that just gives another bit of texture and another area of colour. So we'll just move these over. Doesn't matter if they get covered in that. Actually, it might look okay with a little bit of that on it, just as an extra bit to go on it as well. Just sort of pouncing the brush on top a wee bit, not too much, just on bits here and there. I might do onto that bit a bit more. Pouncing it on just a few wee bits. I don't want to have it on everything. And there we go. So just wipe this away. So that is quite an old paint, all-purpose rose gold it is. So let's I'll just dry this and I'll be back. So I've decided that I'm going to leave that one and I'm going to get on with the next one. So I've got this piece of just white, plain white card, and it measures 5 squared. So I thought what I'd do with this one was I'd do the flower one. I've not got any horrible bits of gold or bits that I don't want on my hands. Probably do. So for this one I thought I'd use the tag and this red piece that I used and that nice sort of prominent red splodge there. I thought I'd put that over the top somehow and I just make it quite simple. The only thing I do here is decide, because I cut 2 out because I wanted to decide whether I'd have a paler centre or a darker centre. So we'll see how it goes. So this is just quite a quick and easy card. It's not particularly hard. So it's just a case of really just putting things down together. Excuse me. I do love gold, have you noticed? So I'm thinking I might put a little bit of gold on this, but I might not. So I'll see. But I do love gold, as you may have noticed. So let's just, before we do that, because I love gold, and I'm partial to the gold, where's my gilding wax? So that's copper. I want copper now. Let's see, let me go to turn this. I've got a little 3-tiered trolley here next to my desk, and it's got all my mixed media sort of potions and motions in it. So I'm just looking to see where I put the gilding wax that's gold, unless it's still on the table. I can't see it. There's a silver one. Can't see it. I can see the copper and the silver, but I just can't see the gold. That was annoying. Oh, here it is actually. I found it. So I'm just going to put some gold gilding wax around the edges of now that's got silver on it, but I don't know if it's still gold. Let's just try I'm going to give this a bit of a mix because it's quite yucky, and now I've got loads on there that I don't even need that amount. That's ridiculous. I'll try and put it more into the pot than round the edge. So all I'm doing is going in quickly round that edge, a little bit of my favourite gold gilding wax. Just try and make sure I don't smudge it and get it everywhere. Because I don't really want that to happen. So I just tend to drag it down away from me, just so it's on the very edge there. And then I will do a little bit on here as well, because this is nice white, so kind of show up as well on that, around these wee torn type edges. Now, I do need to try and not get any on the base card, but I suppose that just adds to the effect, doesn't it? Now, I was just thinking it would have been really helpful if my subscribers, and maybe non-subscribers, but probably subscribers, could always have a wee check in the information box on the video, because there's quite a lot of information in there, usually. Not always, sometimes it's not much information, but there is usually a bit of information. So it would be really nice if you could just check that out from time to time. I don't mean every single time, you don't have to do it every single time. Where am I going to put this? I'll just pop it because sometimes there is some information that it might be helpful for you to know. And there's also, I'd be delighted if you could buy me a coffee, because I've got a link in there. I've also got a link for my social media links as well. So it would be helpful. That's all. I mean, you just don't have to, but it really would be helpful. So now I'm going to just glue this down into the centre. And this video is probably going to be quite long because I'm going to do two cards and a tag. So it might be, come on, out you come. Here it comes. It might be a wee tad long. I mean, I could do it in two separate videos, but I'm not going to. And that's me covered in gilding wax, I believe now, because I've not kept it as, hopefully not. So all I need to do now is decide which way I'm going to have it. So I think I am going to have it straight bang in the centre, of course, but I don't have to. I could have it slightly offset, and I hope that is straightish. Oh, it's not that straight actually. I have to take that off again. I keep saying I'm going to get one of these T-squares and I never get one. Huh. So I probably should get something. Just think that's about equidistant each side. That's fine. I mean, it doesn't matter if I kind of drag it down onto here. I just really don't want it to go on the card like it has there. But never mind. Right, so we need to cover up that as well. So we can kind of have it there. So let's just pop that down as well. So these are probably the sort of type of things I will do at Kenilworth, my kind of mixed media type things. But I also hope to do a 3D project as well. That's what I'm hoping to do. So, right, so the next thing I want to do is decide if I'm having a lighter pink flower like that, or a darker flower, just as a contrast, and then I can cut out the middle, the centre part of whichever one I'm going to use. I suppose I could cut out the centre part anyway and then use one of them. So what I mean by this is I'm going to cut this centre piece out here, just cut it away from there, and just cut it away from there, and then that will fit on this middle of this like so. So I could have it with that red bit and the green, or I could have the darker and I could have the light pink in the middle, if you see what I mean. So I could have a darker bit, I could have the darker flower with a lighter piece in the middle. I'm not sure which one to actually go for. I think I might actually go for this one. So cut that out. So it's just, there's just a few wee points there. You just get your scissors to chop around, and you can do that with lots of dies. Where you just cut a wee tiny bit off, and then so it can either be, as I say, like this, with this centre piece, if I can get it round the right way, in the middle, or it can be the opposite way with the this centerpiece being the lighter one and the darker oh gosh, it's so annoying because they're so small, these, and fiddly, but they're fine. Oh James, help my bob, help my bob. So you know, it could be slightly lighter on there with this one like so, kind of like that. So that one or that one. I think for this one, actually, I'm going to go for the darker one. Mine's made up. Right, so let's just get the other glue for this. Hopefully it's not stuck. It hadn't stuck yesterday. That's okay. So I'm just holding this with my tweezers at the very bottom. And hopefully it will come out a bit. Too much on there because I don't want it squelching. And oh, I've got a red bit on there as well. I suppose it doesn't matter. That kind of adds to it, doesn't it? I might move this up slightly. There we go. And because there's a bit of glue, and I've just made that red. Oh geez. Doesn't matter, does it? It just adds to the texture, doesn't it? So let's just pop this. Right, actually, let's just pop the centre in the middle, hopefully. Probably best to actually do the flower first. So, put a piece there. And now just turning this round a bit. Piece probably could go onto there like that. Yep. And then we can add this bit in the middle. I think it might go like so. Oh, jeez. Not having a good time with this. It's because it's fussy, but that's okay. There we go. So, there we go. Oh, it's moved a bit as well. There we go. So, that's just one card. It's very dirty. I don't know how I'm going to get rid of that, but I might find a way. So that's my first card with a bit of a mess. Right, so let's bring this tag back in because I think this is more or less dry now. We can still use these, so we can pop that back in here. So I'll just put this in here to keep it free of jamming up, and put that back in as well. And then I'm just going to bring all these wee bits back over, and we can just add them to the tag, and then we'll be finished with that, and we can do the next card. Hopefully you won't get too bored watching. You can always fast forward the parts, you know. I tend to do that in some videos, and I don't think it doesn't mean that's awful, but you know, I think you can just fast forward some bits in it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just use this and start compiling something. So I'm going to use this one first. I'm just going to put a couple of wee dots of glue, and I'm going to put that one up there. And if I can get a wee block just to hold that down like that. The glue does dry clear, so it should be fine. That's too much the same colour. So let's just do this one. And we're just going to go over the top like that. Now it does blend in a bit to the colour, unfortunately. But let's see if we can get something that would bring that kind of out. Maybe this one would. Or this. Come on, little one. Come on, little one. Speaks like I'm speaking to a child there. So, yep, let's just pop that over there. So we'll just pop that down here just now and hold that down. And then I want to pop, do like these bigger ones, but I think I'm going to have to pop that one onto here. I was so pleased when the calendar had cogs, because I was actually thinking of buying cogs and thinking, oh, you know, I wish Gummiapan did these. And then Gummiapan did it in the Advent calendar, and that was fab. But unfortunately, if you haven't bought this Advent calendar, you're not going to have these, and you won't be able to get them. Oh, no. Why have you done that? So, yeah, unfortunately, you'll not get them. So I'm going to actually bring you down a bit so you can see a bit more, and I hope the lighting's perfectly okay. So this one, I'm just going to do this one as well. I said I wouldn't use them all, but I think I'm going to end up using them all. There we go. Oops. Right. I think probably I should have maybe used a different colour background, but I've got it now, so I'm not going to change it. Oh, please stay in place. That's better. And yeah, let's put maybe one there actually. And what about this one? And then I'm just going to try and make them kind of fit like they would if it was a working cog. So, so you can kind of see that it does disappear slightly, but not too much. I think that's all I'm going to do for there. And then I'm going to just get a piece of paper, card, whatever you want to call it. And I've got, not that, I'm not going to use that. I'm just sort of looking at what can I write in here. So we've got not anything that I probably need here. Let's just do one of these stamps because they've got quite nice bits of sentiment in them. So let's just do a bit of, oh, somebody's hanging at somebody else out in the road there. So I've got this stamp, not that block because it's got everything over it. So this is just one of the stamps from one of the Eclectica type. Now, I wonder if this will come out onto this or not. Let's see what it actually looks like first before I actually stamp it. So I usually go into my bucket to see what scrap I've got there. That's quite nice. So let's just use it because that will show up. So this is just a wee bit from one of the Eclectica stamps, which I'm going to stamp on there. And then down here. And that just gives it a bit more of something else as well. Just do a wee bit up there. And that's fine. So, and then let's just get one of the other ones as well and pop in a sentiment pot. I don't know what that says on it, but I'll use this and see just what we've got here. So could be upside down, you know. Frosted stem and spray. That's probably not the right one to have. What about this one? I need another block that's slightly bigger. So let's see. I can't, because it's not got them on the back. I can't actually see what's what here. So I'm just kind of not a sound but a listening ear. That might be quite nice. And it's squint, but I can try and stop that from being squint. Hopefully. Let's just cut it along there just to have a bit of a wording on this actual tag. So this is obviously not Gummiapan, it is Eclectica stamps. Now, where did I put that tiny wee bit of I'll just use this gilding on here. So it just kind of gets rid of some of the more stark look that this has got because it's on white. Just round these edges, and then we can add that to the front, and that's absolutely fine. And I've probably got more gilding on it, but I just think that adds to the effect of it. So I'm just going to put it straight in the centre like that. And I'm going to cut my piece of gold ribbon and pop that in the top, just as the little bow, the little ribbon for the tag. So pull that through, loop first, and then just pop the tails. Pop the tails through the loop and pull. It shouldn't rip, it should just pull, but it is a funny kind of ribbon that, so it may not quite do what I want it to do. It's not quite pulling, but you get the gist. So that's that project. So that's 2 projects done. Hope you like it and let me know your thoughts. And then if we go, let's just do a wee bit of a tidy up here. That's that one. I'll pop these lovely little cogs back into my box. And then we've got the very last card, which is going to be a slimline type card. Now I need to do a bit of wiping because I've got various things on here and I don't want them to get onto my next card. So let's just move everything a bit out of the way and we can just wipe that away. And I'll try and be quicker with this one, want to be too quick. So it's a kind of slimline size, and I do probably need to cut this as well a bit more because the size of the actual card was 4 by, I'm not sure what it was, but I need to probably chop that down to there, like my little nail is. My nail cut, and this is Stampin' Up! Paper, which has got that nice sort of brush stroke look, and it's got my favourite greens and blues in it. I am a very love green and blue as colours. So that, and then that means this needs to be a bit smaller. So all I tend to do is do the nail thing again and just cut it at the nail area, and that should be fine. Hopefully, let's just check, and I've plopped that on that brush. Oh, okay, I'm going to move that over. So that's fine. So what I want to do as well is I want to just do a wee bit of embossing with my scoreboard. So I'll pop you back up again because you don't want to be that close. And firstly, I'll just add this glue to the back of here. I mean, this has got a nice floral pattern on the back or the front, whatever side you want to call it. Yeah. So this is actually current, it's not retired as they say, because obviously some products do retire. So that's that done. So if I pop that just here, and then I've got this piece which is the silken weave, so it's obviously got a texture already, but I want some texture on the front. So what I want to do is get my embossing. Well, this is actually a scoreboard, it's not embossing, but you can use it for embossing. So what I wanted to do is kind of score some lines, I can't think of the word, vertically and then horizontally, and just use that as a kind of guide for where I'm going to put my leaves. So I could put it right to the corner, so it's 3.5 by 6.5. So I could do that, but I'm going to go down the middle line, which is 6 inches. So I'm going to just bring it to 6.5, and then because I want the embossing to be on the front side, I'm going to turn it round. Do you see what I mean? If I want it debossed, I turn it the opposite way. But I won't. So I'm just going to get the track and then bring that down. So when you turn it round, it's raised up. Do you see what I mean? So just get into that track again, and then I'm going to go to the next notch along and do the same. So this is just a different way of kind of doing a nice lined emboss. And then the next bit, I'll just do exactly the same, and the next bit, and then what I'm going to do, so that's 4 lines, so it was 6, if you want to do it 6, 6 and 1, 6 and 2, and 6 and 3 eighths, or whatever it is. Then I'm going to turn it, and I'm going to still do it at 6. I'm going to do 6. That's actually at 5, and actually doing it at 5 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 eighths. So I started at 5 and 7 eighths. I'm on at 6. I'm on at 6 and 1 eighth, 6 and 2 eighths. And that's fine. So when I turn it over, it's got this nice embossed area. I mean, I could do the whole thing, but I'm not going to. So that's that, and that's going to go on there. So as I say, if I'd wanted that side, which would be the deboss side, I'd I've done it, that's used that side, but I turned it over because I wanted the more prominent silk and weave side, plus I wanted raised edges. So that's just a different way of doing something like that. So I've put that on, so I've now got these leaves. I'm going to try and be a bit quick on this because I realise time is at 45 minutes, but hopefully you won't get too bored watching. So let's just put this down with some glue as well. And just pop that on with a more or less even border all the way around. That's right, more or less. And then what I want to do is just make a kind of waterfall type of my leaves, various different colours. So let's just start putting these on. I'm going to start with the blue one. I'm just going to do a slight angle. Go. And then this one, probably could have put that underneath, but what I'm going to do is just do it over the top, I think, slightly. So just a kind of bit of a where's that block that I could use? A couple of blocks just to hold these in place. Some alternating even the colours. So just gives it a bit more. You can see it a bit more. Sorry if my head got in the way there. It might have done. There we go. So let's see, we've got. So let's just pop this maybe here. Where's these? Oh my goodness. Oh, there they are. Now I could have put some, what do you call it, on it. I could have put gilding wax and stuff on that, but I just thought we'd keep it as is, really. So we've got quite a bit of shimmer going on anyway, really. So let's just pop this under here slightly before it kind of sticks down. Now I may not need all of these, but let's see, we could put one kind of there as well, like so, just over the top like that, and I'll just hold that down a bit. I'm wondering if I should make it come slightly over this way or not. Yeah, I think I'm going to put one there. Just kind of, I think here. Just hold that down as well. That's not quite stuck, but that's okay. Sometimes it's just nice to have them actually just freer without them, the whole thing being totally stuck down. There's a bit of a mark there, so I'm just going to put this last one there. like that and that, and just obviously a bit harder for it to stick to the embossed, raised embossed bits. Now, I'm just going to write a greeting on it and then we'll be done. I could do a bit of a splatter, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to get a pen. Now, which one will I use? Where is it? Not silver. It's a gold pen. Oh dear. There it is. So I think what I'm going to do is a few wee dots here, just to hide some of these marks. And I know it might just look a bit odd, but I'm just going to do a few more here as well. So just add in your own kind of creativity here. And then just see if I can cover a few areas with something there as well. It just makes it so totally unique, because you never see another card like this anywhere in a shop. Even from another card maker, you're not going to see anything like this, because it's totally unique. That just adds a wee bit to it, and then all I'm going to write on it is thanks. And that's it. So let's get our projects back. So that's my 3 projects. So this one's a bit messy, but I'll try and work something out for this. But that's my 3 projects using all the backgrounds, and I hope you've enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed me creating, and please let me know your thoughts. Just give you a wee close-up of these. There's the tag, and there is that card, which is a bit messy, but it's rather special. So thanks so much. Remember to go into the information box. Also check out my community page as well. And yes, thanks so much for watching, and I'll be back soon with something different. Bye for now.